The Canadian Card Collector here, and welcome back to day 590 of a daily deck review. And the deck that we're taking a look at today is the Undressed Deck playing cards. So, no further ado, take a look and see what we get. As we can see, it is in that glossy white finish tuck box. There, it says the Undressed Deck. Then you got the king here with a robe on there, and it's kind of more of a blue and white kind of tuck box style with a little bit of other color mixed in. On one side, it says linen finish, made in the USA. The other side says an Eddie Rudo product. On the bottom here, we got our information here. It says 2020 Eddie Rudo, manufactured by the United States Company, made in the USA. And if I don't drop them, on the back here, it just says the Undressed Deck there. And then you got the queen there in a robe as well. Then for the seal, you just got that black United States Company black seal with the white outline, with the white border, and that white outline spade. On the top, it just says poker size. The tuck flap here has all the four designers here. I'm not going to pronounce them because I'll probably say them wrong. And then we got the tuck flaps, just that white gloss. Take cards out of the box. On the inside of the tuck box, that matte white finish, nothing too crazy there. Now let's look at the tuck box. Time to look at the cards. And as always, we'll start with that back some. So here we have a subtle one-way back design there with the standard white border going around. Is that blue and white color. It's more like a feathery kind of like design here with some like squiggly lines going down. There, and it is a one-way back design, so we flip it over. The design is slightly one-way because if you look at these two corners here, how they don't line up. There, and the tops of the cards don't line up at all either. So it's like a subtle one-way back design. But it is that one-way design. And then for the cards here, we got the first Joker here. It says a Joker here. And then you got the clothes from the core cards, like the core cards clothes hung up there on a hanger. And you got a second one there. So two identical Jokers. Then you got that custom Ace of Spades there. It says the Undressed Deck 101. Then you got the back design here within the spades, is in a black and white colorway. And then the rest of the cards are just standard. There. It's not until we get to the core cards where it's custom here. And this is a PG safe deck. There. It is kind of odd to show, but it is PG. And it shows what the core cards look like under their fancy clothes. So you got these clothes here, like their fancy clothes that you all see on all the core cards, what they look like underneath here, and all the core cards are slightly different. There, they got different like body shapes and stuff like that. Here on all the core cards, but then the diamonds are just standard there. So pretty much the only thing custom is the core cards here. There. There, and they're all slightly undressed there. They're definitely like still censored and stuff. So it is safe. It shows what they look like underneath their fancy clothes, which I said. The clubs are just standard. And then lastly, we got the hearts here. Custom core cards here. Like the faces are exactly the same. It's like the bodies that are different. And then the hearts here are just standard as well. And then the last two cards in the deck, we got the double backer here. So it has like the pretty much the design on the tuck box there, the king and the queen there in the robes there. And then we got a little thing like thanks for like, talking about the cards a little bit, talking about the Undressed Deck. If you want to pause and read that there. But now that we took a look at the cards for the handling, there's that classic air cushion finish from the United States Punk Company. So they will handle fantastic. So there's no issues there, but we'll all test it out. And they're definitely super smooth there. They handle fantastic. They spread fantastic. Nice smooth finish to it. A pretty nice back design fan there. And these are a subtle one-way design, so if you shuffle them up, they'll get a little bit mixed up, but you wouldn't really like notice too much. Like if you fan them, you can't really tell with the fans. And if you just look at them like quickly here. You can barely tell that they're even... If you didn't notice that they were a one-way design, then you wouldn't notice that they were all mixed up there. But overall, they handle fantastic. Definitely no issues there. Super smooth. And the design is a pretty nice design there. Nothing like too crazy, but it's a pretty decent back design there. And the faces are pretty much standard from the aces to the 10s are standard. But then you got the core cards here, which we took a look at, which are fully custom there. It's like the undressed version here. So they have like no clothes on here. There, so they're slightly undressed. There, so it's like it'd be a fun little gift for people to have around and stuff. It's like a little conversation piece, I would say, there. But that's all I have for you today. So I guess with that being said, I hope you enjoyed. And this has been day 590 of your daily deck review. And this has been the Undressed Deck playing cards. They're from Eddie Rudo. And I'm the Canadian Collector signing out. That's the video. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye.